Welcome back to Spinning Iris. Today is day 7 of Banned Book Month, which means it is time for Chapter 7 of Candide by Voltaire. The last time we left our heroes, Pangloss and several others were being executed to calm the quaking earth, which of course failed to do that, and Candide was flogged, and ultimately rescued by an old woman. Now, let's find out what happens next. Are you ready? Let's go. Chapter 7. How an old woman took care of Candide, and how he found the object of his love. Candide did not cheer up, but he did follow the old woman into a hovel. She gave him a jar of ointment to rub on himself, and set out food and drink for him. Then she showed him a rather clean little bed with a suit of clothes beside it. "Eat, drink, and sleep," she said to him, "and may Our Lady of Antiocha, my Lord St. Anthony of Padua, my Lord St. James of Compostela, take care of you. I'll come back tomorrow." Candide, still amazed by everything he had seen and suffered, and even more amazed by the old woman's kindness, tried to kiss her hand, but she said to him, "It's not my hand you should kiss. I'll come back tomorrow. Rub yourself with ointment, eat, and sleep." Despite all his misfortunes, Candide ate and slept. The next morning the old woman brought him some breakfast, examined his back, and rubbed it herself with another kind of ointment. She later brought him dinner, then came back in the evening with supper. The following day she rendered him the same services. "Who are you?" Candide kept asking her. "Why are you so kind to me? What can I do to show my gratitude?" The good woman never answered. She came back that evening, but she brought no supper. "Come with me," she said, "and don't say a word." She took him by the arm, and they walked out of town about a quarter of a mile until they came to an isolated house surrounded by gardens and rectangular ponds. The old woman knocked at a little door. It opened. She led Candide up a concealed staircase and into a gilded room, left him on a brocaded couch, shut the door, and went away. He thought he must be dreaming. He regarded his whole life as a nightmare, and the present moment as a delightful vision. The old woman soon returned. She was supporting with difficulty a trembling woman with majestic figure, glittering with precious stones, and covered by a veil. "Lift her veil," the old woman said to Candide. The young man stepped forward and timidly lifted the veil. What a moment! What a surprise! He thought he saw Lady Cunegonde. He actually did see her. It was she herself. His strength failed him. He was unable to say a word. He fell at her feet. She fell on the couch. The old woman plied them with spirits until they returned to their senses. They spoke to each other. At first there were only broken words, simultaneous questions and answers, sighs, tears, and exclamations. The old woman urged them to make less noise, and left them alone together. "What, is it really you?" said Candide. "You're still alive. I've found you again in Portugal. So you weren't raped. Your belly wasn't slit open, as Pangloss the philosopher assured me." "He was right," said the fair Cunegonde, "but those two accidents aren't always fatal." "But weren't your parents killed?" "It's all too true," said Cunegonde, weeping. "And what about your brother?" "He was also killed." "And why are you in Portugal? And how did you find out I was here? And through what strange adventure did you have me brought here?" "I'll tell you all that," replied the lady, "but first you must tell me everything that's happened to you, since the innocent kiss you gave me and the kicks you received." Candide obeyed her with deep respect. Although he was still in a daze, although his voice was weak and quivering, and although his spine was still aching, he related in a perfectly natural manner everything he had experienced since their parting. Cunegonde raised her eyes to heaven, shedding tears over the death of the good Anabaptist and Pangloss. Then she spoke to Candide as follows, while he hung on her every word and devoured her with his eyes. Oh, and I leave you on another cliffhanger, because that is the end of Chapter 7. Oh, what horrible things will we learn about what happened to Cunegonde? Let that be a warning, and I will see you tomorrow for Chapter 8. Take care. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.